What's up, y'all? Today I want to talk about this move, the famous eurostep, a weapon widely deployed in today's NBA game. What is the eurostep, you may ask? It's a move where a player takes a hard step either left or right while moving forward in an attempt to bait the defender to go in the same direction right before the player quickly changes directions by stepping hard in the opposite direction. Before we go any further, let's talk about where it comes from. The eurostep comes from a small island in the Caribbean. So why do they call it the eurostep if it comes from the Caribbean? Because you're gullible. The move originated in Europe, hence the name eurostep, with a belief that it began in Yugoslavia and dates back as far as the 1960s, as told by some old-school European coaches. Now, if you're wondering how did the eurostep end up having such a huge part of American basketball in the NBA, well, there's this guy. Sarunas Marciulionis. No, that is not a joke. This is not a picture of your 80s gym teacher. This guy could do this, and this. He was a Lithuanian player who was the first European player to use the eurostep in an NBA game, as well as the guy who broke the stereotype that European players were soft and not athletic. He was everything but that. This guy was a great combination of strength, speed, and grace. He could power his way to the hoop or hit you with a round-the-world move or a fancy layup. When I look at his game, it reminds me a lot of Goran Dragic, or the reverse, in terms of playstyle, who now plays for the Miami Heat, although he is physically built like Dan Marley was. They look like cousins. Anyways, back to Sarunas. He was first noticed by the NBA players and coaches in the Olympics when he led the Russian team to a gold medal in the 1988 Summer Olympics. In 1989, he was drafted by the Warriors, and the expectations were a soft European player who would run back to Europe, as Chris Mullen tells us in this tape.
A European scouting report would be jump shooter, a little soft, probably would come over for a little cup of coffee and go back to Europe and be a star again. But when he came to training camp, he broke all the stereotypes. He was the opposite. He was ferocious, strong, he would drive the lane, love contact. We would just turn the game over to him.
Now here's Sarunas doing the eurostep in the NBA. He takes a hard step left while also faking to pass the ball before he switches directions. It may be a little different than what we are accustomed to seeing from our NBA players, but this is the early stages of this move. He may have been the first player to use the move in an NBA game, but the player who made the move a sensation and raised his popularity to the point that it's likely the most popular move now is an Argentine player by the name of Manu Ginobili. Ginobili was drafted by the San Antonio Spurs in 1999, but did not play in the NBA until 2002. He was a wild card in Popovich's system with wild energy, high competitive motor, and smooth evasive moves. One of these moves was the eurostep. Manu is probably the player with the widest range of eurosteps in the NBA to this day. He could do it going left, right, and combine it with different moves before or after. This left-handed bandit was extremely hard to stop, even though the league knew he was going left. This led to the next guy in the picture to copy the move, who was Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was a player to use this move in his arsenal consistently and probably has some of the most effective hard-hitting eurostep highlights ever. One of those examples is him against Kevin Garnett. From Dwayne Wade, the move was borrowed by many others, but the next person who would use the move a lot would be James Harden. James Harden probably has the most complicated footwork in the NBA. Between his step backs, side steps, eurostep, and happy feet, Harden is a handful. I wish the NBA would call the three-step step back and stop this art of drawing a foul show, but hey, what can you do about it? Almost the entire NBA at this point has probably used the eurostep in some form or another, but the most deadly eurostep in the NBA today resides with the Greek Freak. Giannis Antetokoumpo can cover 15 feet with his two-step eurostep and has used it constantly as a major advantage with his length to cover major ground and avoid drawing offensive charges as someone who lives in the paint. He's even been able to take 2 steps from the three-point line. This guy's length is just off the hook. I would love to know how many points Giannis has scored off of this one move, as well as someone like Harden. In one of my previous videos, I discussed the influence that Steve Nash and Tony Parker had on the NBA, and this video is right in line with the influence of European or overseas players in the NBA. Please click on the link on the top right corner to see that video now. Well guys, this is it for the video. If you enjoyed the content or found value in it, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. You can also smash the like button and share the video. If you want more videos like this, please let me know. At this point, I might create a playlist for those Euro influence videos. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.